Well, hello there, and welcome to tonight's Condors esports stream. And we're bringing you some Rocket League action tonight because it is NECC Nationals once more for Rocket League this time around. You know, League of Legends, it's done and over. We can forget about that heartbreak for just a little bit with the action here tonight. And we are taking on New Mexico State University. I'm going to get that confused. Bear with me. Now, New Mexico State University may sound like a familiar name because we beat one of their, I'll say, sister teams or brother teams or relative team in the NMSU Aggies, which we had faced in groups, I believe it was. So we beat them in there. Now we're going to beat the other team and advance on to semis, but we still have to make it through the night first. So game time is officially set for 8 o'clock, but herding esports players is like herding cats. You never know what's going to happen until you actually get them all in the same room. So hopefully we can get into the lobby soon and get the game started. But we really don't know much about our opponents here tonight. We know they're talented because, well, they're in nationals, they're in the bracket stage, but also the challenger division for NECC is wide, it's broad, and it has an immense depth of talent in it. It's just as big as any other competitive division or tier for NECC, and we're right up there. It's the second highest tier. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be fun. It's going to be some high octane flying action, and there's just a lot of unknowns tonight. This is not a team we had faced. We can maybe guess what this team skill level will be like because we've seen their record. We've faced a sister school. But this school doesn't have a special name to it. It's not the Aggies like the other team was. It's just straight up New Mexico State University. So this could be their premier team. It could be a second tier team. We just don't know. But that always means that we're up to being surprised. I don't know if we want to be surprised. I like knowing that we'll win a match outright before it even begins. But as a caster, it's always fun to get this stuff kind of as it happens. Sit in on the action, enjoy the unfolding of it. And so that's really just what I'm waiting for the action to unfold, for the games to start. I do believe it's a best of 5 series here tonight, and my screen just updated with a joining lobby. That means I got to get us into spectator, and we'll be hopping in as soon as we can. Now, lobby's made. Action is nearly at hand. And so, I'm going to have faith in us, in the Condors. I have faith that we will fly higher, that we will find new heights, that we will go further than we've ever been before. And that means that our Condors, our beloved Condors varsity gold team here tonight, yes, the full title. It's like a parent when they shout out your full name. You're either in trouble or about to get praised. In this case, I'm praising the team. I'm going for them. I am saying that they're going 3-1 it. I don't know if they'll get a clean sweep because we don't know our opponents, but 3-1. I'm that confident. In a best of 5 series, it will be a 3-1 victory for us. So that's how much faith I have. Not 100% faith, but like 90% faith, which is still good enough. Well, I guess if it's a best of 5 and I say we lose 1, then that's what, like 80% faith? Because 1/5 is 20%. I always say I'm not going to do math on stream, and then I end up doing math, and I either make it look brilliant or I look like a fool, and I need to go back to preschool. We take it or we leave it. It's a coin flip with me, but that's par for the course in esports. It's a giant coin flip because any team can beat anyone on any given day, and well, today's given date is June 15th, so any team can beat anyone. We could beat them. They could beat us. No one really knows. I would like to be able to see the future. That could mean I could set up calls a lot better and sound even more brilliant as a caster. But alas, we do this live. We get the mistakes, we get the bloopers, all of it, all in one go here. Just like on Tuesday, we were getting some Austin Power references and some history moments. You know, I still miss the House Hippos. I can't believe they went extinct. Those guys were cute. They were cuddly. They were ferocious if you kind of infringed on their nest in the closet, but as long as you let the house hippo alone, you had some nice wildlife to view. So, lobby is up. We are just waiting on players now. I'm already in that spectator slot waiting for things to go so we can get in there as quickly as humanly possible. But yeah. And so, since we have a moment, I guess I'll do another history moment. Is that Rocket League was one of the original varsity teams that Conestoga Condors started out with. Way back in 2020 was our first year of it. We competed in OPSC, which was an open division, so we got stomped by some of the better teams like Waterloo, but we also did a fair amount of stomping ourselves. And so we never quite made the run in the playoffs because there were some insane teams in open division. And this is our first year in NECC. Grouty Mike has been our longest standing player so far. I believe he joined in the second year. And so this is the third year, so he's the veteran on the team right now. So I'm expecting him to step up. And he was there for OPSC. He was there when we had a bit of playoff run back then in 2022, I believe it was. And that was absolutely fantastic. That was where some of the clips are from, even in our introductory video. And then this year, we joined NECC. We made it to the Challengers Division, which is the second highest league, or tier in NECC. NECC is a little bit wonky because there are a lot of semi-pros and professionals that actually go to college and compete in the pro scene as well, which is RLCS. So the Champions Division for Rocket League is absolutely stacked. It's basically a semi-pro league at this point. And so we're just under that. In Challengers, we can definitely punch up too. And that's just exciting to see. And so with this being our first year, our first complete year in NECC now, because we've done 2 seasons, our first time at Nationals, we are looking to set the bar for the future here as well. And honestly, I would love to see if we set the bar at first place, get our first official first place finish in NECC, get that nice trophy, get that prize money, because there is prize money at stakes here in the Nationals. I don't have the breakdown of the prizing at my fingertips, but I can probably find it in a break, but there's not much of a break in Rocket League because we only get a minute between games. But yeah, so that history moment went right up to the present. So here we are in Nationals. We made it through groups 3-0. Now we're against New Mexico State Uni. And yeah. So I want to see it in Twitch chat. What will you guys vote for? Like, which team will you vote for? Just lay it out there in chat. Let's see it. Will it be the Condors that have the fan vote? Which I would hope so, because this is a Condor stream. So we better be repping ourselves. Like, come on, guys. I need to see the fan vote for ourselves. But also, let's get some New Mexico love in there as well, because they should be a worthwhile team to face. and I see their Dodge Vader going with a 3-2. Like honestly, as our godfather of esports, I would expect he would have more faith in our boys than anyone else and go with the bold 3-0 prediction. But no, he goes with a 3-2. And game time was officially meant for 8 o'clock. I know we're in the window of things where we hope things will still go through. But if they don't, so be it. I would always rather cast the action than not. But yeah, I am excited. And, oh, I see people joining the lobby or joining things. Okay, the action could be imminent. I'm just waiting for both sides to populate, and then we'll get in the game and kick off game 1 here of the NECC quarterfinals. I also see some people from NECC in the chat, so hello there, and thank you for hosting a wonderful league. It's been very, very fun to compete in. Oh, okay. Okay, could this be it? Oh. I don't want to say we're in yet, but I see the players in the lobby. I see players in the game. The countdown just hasn't started yet. This is nerve-wracking because it's like, okay, it started. Never mind. We go full on straight into the game now. And so, game 1 of New Mexico State University versus Conestoga Condors. We have NMSU over there in their maroon type coloring, and then we have the typical Condors gold, and it will be Conestoga striking first. A nice laid back pass there, and I think that was what? Gravity Mike putting it up the field for Chunk, and Chunk just guiding that one in nice and neat. Not having to do much work there for that one. So 10 seconds in, we got a 1-goal lead. I will take that any day of the week. But there's still plenty of Rocket League to play. And 1-goal leads are nice, but we're already back to 1 apiece anyways. And so that is FTT dot execution, or executable. Yeah, it's executable, right? As the file extension. Something like that. All I know is that when you click on those file types, those things tend to cause other things to happen or install. So, for the side of the Condors, we have Blaze, Gravity Mike, and the Chunk. Yes, he's the Chunk. There's only one of him. I would like to clone him 3 times because he's a great player, but no, there's only one of him. And, there's Blaze. He likes to, light up the field. He has had some very hot and spicy plays before in the past, but whether he can pull out those plays here tonight is going to be up for debate. He's a bit of a streak player as well. Now, Gravity Mike, the veteran, as I said, he's done well, but also struggles every now and then being one of the lower ranks on the team. He still punches up, though, like the Condors normally do. And for the side of the, I'm just going to call them Aggies. I can say the Aggies. New Mexico, and that one finds its back the net there. So we got Playboy, FTT, and that's what? Pizro? Or Pizro? Something like that. My pronunciation is terrible. Or is it enunciation? It's one of those. It's either the enunciation or the pronunciation. I can get tripped up on any word in the dictionary. Believe me, I've added extra syllables to negligent or negligible. Negligible? Regardless. Casting. That is what I'm here for, not dictionary pronunciation of things. And so that was a good shot by Pizro there. And Condors trying to get it out of their zone, but it gets stuck there around that midfield mark. And the Aggies find a shot on net as the Condors were kind of looking to transition and had creeped up the field there, leaving their net wide open. Both Blaze and Gravity Mike cut their rotation short for that and got dunked on. That's a little unfortunate, but the score is still tied 2 apiece right now. And so, this is a high-scoring game. I wouldn't say the velocity or high-octane game yet. It still seems like both these teams are finding their wheels, per se, to know how they want to play it, what they want to do. And so, Gravity Mike trying to advance that one up the field. Gets beat by FTT. Chunk at the corner now, and this is a dangerous ball. It's going to come in front of the net, and Pizro is there for it. So, New Mexico take their lead, the first lead of the night for them. And once again, I would say that's basically an open net. Chunk was trying to rotate through it to track the ball, and he got dunked on. Condors definitely not flying high right now. They're kind of ground stuck by the looks of it, but I'm sure give them time and enough runway, they'll eventually get off the ground. They may need a few tanks of boost as well. Blaze with a decent shot, puts it high. Gravity Mike with the follow through. It's dangerous off the crossbar. Chunk with the follow through, can't quite find it. Blaze back into the corner. Chunk trying to read this one, does. Has one more to beat. Can't beat FTT as he comes out of the net. And so Playboy advances the ball. FTT with a shot. Great shot. Chunk with a better save though. And there was no one to crash the net. Otherwise, that ball probably would have went in. So Chunk trying to get this one up. Playboy there with the breakup. Blaze collects this one on the backboard. Great backboard defense, has a little bit of boost. Trying to get the ground pinch, doesn't quite get the distance to find it. And then he gets demoed by Playboy. Chunk trying to make the solo play. It's up for Gravity Mike. FTT clears it away. And Gravity Mike just had no power behind his second shot there. So Playboy in the corner coming out, gets beat by Chunk, who scoops it away on the backboard, sending it deep. Now FTT in the corner, Blaze there with the challenge. Kind of misses the mark a little bit, so FTT has room to work with, and FTT gets the demo on Gravity Mike. And now Playboy, Chunk, he doesn't have the boost to work with, but that could have been a great scoring opportunity there. And so, New Mexico definitely finding their groove first, and they are stripping the Condors of any defensive positioning, really, with their ball handling. And you can just tell that Gravity Mike, he made a challenge there, but it seemed a little bit awkward as he cut his rotation short and came halfway through the net, where if he was on the back post, maybe he had more time to work with there. Chunk wasn't quite in position yet either. And now this could be an opportunity for the Condors. Tries to flick it open, but the challenger is primed and ready there from New Mexico. Blaze a little bit too high. Gravity Mike wins that 50-50 at least. FTT advances the ball. And I want to say, FTT is probably the star player for New Mexico right now that his team rallies behind. But Blaze, great backboard defense there. Trying to clear that one. Gets it halfway, but FTT collects it. Now Pizro puts that one up. Good offensive bump by FTT. Blaze trying to make the play, and he's kind of flopping around like a fish out of water. But it's working out for him for the moment. Gravity Mike over to Blaze with a bit of a bump. Now this is a prime scoring opportunity. But the first man up there couldn't find the goaltender to bump him out of the way. That should have been a guaranteed goal for the Condors. And with under a minute left, things could start looking dire-ish for Condors. 40 seconds left in the clock. Condors without control. And that was a great flick reset, I want to say, out of Pyros there to kill some time on the clock. And now FTT collects it, sends it forward. Pyro trying to kill it off the backboard. Gravity Mike clears it over to the safety of the corner. Chunk is there, and Condors need 2 and 20 to tie this game up. And I don't think they're going to find it as Playboy finds the back of the Condors net there, and they secure themselves a 3-goal lead. So the Condors may have scored first, but New Mexico is scoring last, and Condors just seems to have some holes in their defense right now. And hopefully they are able to adapt over the course of the series. And in typical Condors fashion, I would say, we tend to start slow and ramp up over the series. The longer the game goes, the better we get. And this is probably about as cold as we've started. Not going to lie, it's a pretty cold start. Not seeing much cohesion here on the rotations, but that's okay. So, last second goal to get the Spirits would be great, but the ball hits the pitch, and the winner is the NMSU. See, I knew I was going to get it wrong. So, let's just do this little thingy here where we just cut the scoreboard away for a moment. And now we get to take a look at stats. That's also so we can make sure we get the screen grab, because I'm helpful like that. So, 5 goals to 2, I think it was. And of course they do that before I can actually get all the shots and whatnot. So, you get to see my lovely mug again, because I'm pretty sure they were lagging in resetting up the lobby. Or at least that better be what they were doing. So yeah, I think they may have been resetting up the lobby. We'll get that sorted out as quickly as we can, and we will go from there. And then also figure out some other few things that may be needing to be done. But overall, I would definitely say that the Condors, we had a slow start, which was unfortunate. And yes, the lobby looks to be remade. Voice chats have been sorted out. So yeah. So my wonderful face here with wonderful lighting and my confused expression as I look at things, not the camera. Because as much as I look at the camera is a bit of an inanimate object that has a way to mimic the abyss, where when you stare into it, it stares back, and not in a fun way like a cat would stare back. Because when you stare at a cat, you can see their little fuzzy brains thinking, and it's adorable. With the camera, it's just like this cold, glaring judgment. Not to be melodramatic or anything. So, game two, about to start, I believe. Oh, yes, it is about to start. And we are basically getting into game right now. Kickoff has happened. Overlays will happen. I don't know what's going on anymore. Bear with me. There we go. So, New Mexico starts off with an early shot. Chunk with the demo on Pyro there, and this could be an opportunity for Blaze. He has some room to work with, but couldn't quite find it past Playboy. And so, New Mexico on the counterattack there. Gravity Mike in the corner picks up the boost, gets a bit of a dead ball into the corner there, which stops the attack. And now Blaze pulls it up on the wall, gets it past one, but that's not going to be on net. That's wide on the near side. Gravity Mike centering it to Blaze. Blaze should knock this one in, and he does. So another early goal for the Condors, and they take a second game lead here. Their second lead? No, I know what I'm trying to say, but the words don't want to come out of my mouth at the same time that I want them to, if that makes any sense at all. So, kickoff once more in favor of the Condors. High off the wall there. Blaze puts it back into the corner. It's a bit of a centering pass there. FTC can't quite get the clear, and that's a solid shot by Chunk. But it is saved by New Mexico there. And New Mexico can't quite transition to an attack just yet, but they are looking to do so now with a flip reset. But Pizro couldn't quite get the angle on the ball needed, or at least the distance. He was a little bit short looking for that flip reset. Now Chunk in the corner, comes down off the wall, beats it past one, can't get it past the second as Playboy steps up to get that one. He's looking for the double touch. It's a soft one. It's going to, oh, it finds the post. But the follow through is there by FTT. Yeah, FTT. I almost wanted to add a fourth or third T in there. Because, well, his shot, it was on target to a T. Yes. Okay. So, game's tied at one apiece. You see some beautiful background shots there. Some wonderful lighting effects. Ball's shot high. FTT's trying to chase it down. Can't quite keep up with his own shot there. So, it goes in the corner. Now it's over to the other corner as well. Playboy picks that one up. Blaze has to come off the backboard for this one. Does get a touch, but it's going to be straight to FTT there as he has boost to work with. Bit of a team bump, maybe ruin that shot. Lucky for the Condors. But the Condors are kind of overcommitting here in that corner, and you can just see that they aren't able to transition to anything great. Now Chunks trying to get fancy with the flips, but Blaze with the tip. And ooh, he finds the back of the net, so Condors regain a 1-goal lead. Whew, that was a nice tip. That was fiery. You could even say that was blazing hot. So, we've seen 1-goal leads evaporate within seconds before. It could happen again. But we've seen multi-goal leads stick around. So now it's up to the Condors to find another goal to keep the offensive pressure on New Mexico right now and get a 2-3 goal lead here and potentially clutch game two. And oh, Blaze couldn't get that one on net, but he had some space to work with there. Now Chunk steps up for this one. That's going to be a shot on target. Blaze trying to get some distraction in there. Maybe a potential redirect. Doesn't quite find it though, so it's saved. Blaze, Gravity Mike. It's over to New Mexico, who advanced it quickly up the field. And oh, that was a dangerous ball off the backboard there that FTT nearly had. Blaze, he's trying to make the solo play, looking for that upper 90. Gravity Mike with the follow through, puts it low and gets the goal. And so that will be the Condors with a 2-goal lead here in game two, just past the halfway mark. Whew. We got ourselves a series. And that's the way, I like it. Thank you for bearing with me, chat. I appreciate you guys. Or people in general. I appreciate you people. Okay, so Condors back on offense there. Good bounce off the backboard there, but it's Pizrose who gets a booming clear, intercepted by Gravity Mike to try and cut the pressure there. Now Blaze back upfield, but Gravity Mike doesn't go for it. Blaze challenges. It's a pretty good 60-40. I would say it went in his favor there. But Pizro now trying to carry this one, looking for a play. Chunk, he's playing it patient, plays it right. Now with some boost to work with, he's on the side wall. He's got to beat one, but it's a double commit there, and now it's all up to Gravity Mike on defense. As that shot comes through, Gravity Mike reads it right and makes the save. So Condors, they maintain their 2-goal lead as we are just about to eclipse 90 seconds remaining here in Game 2. And so Chunk in the middle there, Blaze trying to forward it, Gravity Mike with a great demo on the goaltender, but a shot isn't coming. And so that opportunity was still an opportunity, and it was great heads-up play by Gravity Mike. The Condors just couldn't make the most of it. And that's okay in the grand scheme of things, we'll say, because it still applies pressure. And right now, Conestoga is applying a whole lot of pressure, even though New Mexico is getting a few opportunities outside of their own zone. So Blaze trying to make this one work, bumps that player out of the way. FTT and Gravity Mike contest for it. It's a pretty even ball, but the follow through is for New Mexico. And now Gravity Mike plays this one back, which is okay. Maintaining control of the ball is always good. Even if it's a bit of a back pass, which we don't see much in Rocket League compared to normal football. And yes, I'm half British. I can say football and not confuse myself. And so... Ugh. So, final 20 seconds. And it's a bit of a melee on that side wall right now. But it looks to be a great shot by New Mexico there. The follow-through shot isn't quite making its way into the game or into the back of the net. But as the clock hits 0, the ball hits the pitch, and Conestoga win Game 2. So there we go. There we go. And now, as long as we don't have any more lobby reshuffles, which apparently looks like we have. Why do they do this to me? Why? Why do they do this to me? Okay, so back to my wonderful face while we set up the next lobby for Game 3. Remember what I said about herding cats? You never know what they'll quite do until they do it. This is a prime example of that. Okay, so I heard that we may need more game audio in there. Now, game audio should be happening, but we will get that sorted regardless of the fact. I could just have to make sure I'm spectating in-game instead of through OBS. It could just be one of those minor things. Nope. Change team. Whew, I almost subbed in. That would have been terrible. Amusing, terrible. Okay, here we go for Game 3. No. As I said, I will eventually know what I'm doing. It's not this day, but it will happen eventually when one day I will be a master of this OBS, where I will master the sound of the game and all things otherwise. But, okay, Game 3. Series tied 1-1. It's a best of 5. And it's going to be competitive. Blaze already with a shot on net there. That's a good bounce off the backboard, but no one's quite there from the Condors to dunk it in. Blaze rotated back. He's putting that one up high, trying to follow it through. It's a bit of a floater, and it's dangerous. Chunk puts it down towards the net, and FTT guides it away. And that one is to safety. So New Mexico now trying to strike back here, get their first goal, the first lead of a game. They've always had to play reactive to the first goal. So if New Mexico can score early and establish a lead for themselves, they've shown that once they have a lead, they can hold on to it. But until then, it's kind of anyone's game. And ooh, there it is. Blaze with a great opportunity, and he knows exactly what to do with it there. Yep. Yeah. Was that Chunk that scored? That was Chunk that scored, wasn't it? So, Blaze knows how to set up Chunk, and Chunk knows exactly what to do with that opportunity. There we go. You see, I can correct myself on the fly. Oh, me. So, Chunk puts it high off the crossbar, and he gets the double touch in. So, Condors with a 2-goal lead just under 90 seconds into the game, and they are definitely establishing themselves as the favorites now in this series with 3 consecutive first goals. They're looking good. They're definitely warmed up now, and as I said, we start slow, but we warm up, and once we actually take off and, join the flight, we're hard to stop. So, kudos to the guys getting warmed up. They're feeling it. I can hear them cheering themselves on and getting hyped. Blaze is always great for that. And Blaze advances it up the field, beating one. FTT is going to challenge in the quarter there, and he wins that challenge. Gravity Mike is there to stop it. He stops one, doesn't stop two, so ooh, that would have been close. Chunk does get a piece of that one, though. Gravity Mike kills the ball, and it's in! It's off the underside of the crossbar, and what a play! A great alley-oop there. Look at that. Oh, that's a thing of beauty there. Whew. All right, that goal needs to be clipped by the end of the stream. If it's not, someone's getting fired. I vote for Zach. No, I couldn't do that. That's putting my own neck on the line. Okay, so Condors 3-goal lead. Blaze with a good demo. That ball is bouncing towards the net, but Playboy is there to guide it to safety in that back corner of theirs. And so Chunk with a reverse play, he's backing it up, and Grouty Mike can't quite find the double touch needed. And now New Mexico have a chance here, but Blaze on the defense gets the save. Chunk with the save now. And he's trying to get past Playboy, pops it over him. Blaze, Pyzro over to FTT, and now maybe a chance to strike back. But New Mexico, they're running into the defense now. The defense for the Condors has actually made an appearance. It's hatched, you could say. The defensive shell has been broken. The Condors, they're awake. They're like tiny little velociraptors. They needed a little bit of help to get themselves out of their defensive shell, but once they're out there, and they're a little ferocious now on the pitch. Definitely fighting for every ball that they can. And New Mexico, potential opportunity here, but no one was quite set up to make the play as it bounces off the backboard. But Pyzro, he's looking for FTT, and FTT is a little bit wide, but Playboy with the follow through. It's high off the crossbar. No one's there to slam it home, so Condors guide it to safety, and we have 90 seconds left on the clock. 90 seconds. New Mexico down by 3, and we've seen multi-goal leads be safe for both teams. And now New Mexico trying to strike back. Great look there, but the defense from Condors was solid. Bit of an open net, and that wasn't even a bit. That was wide open. That was about as wide open as you can get, and that was both Blaze and Gravity Mike there chasing after the ball and not doing a proper rotation around the map. They get caught out. That's what New Mexico needs to get back into this game, is to capitalize on the mistakes that they can. And so, a minute left. 2 goals to get back into this. Can New Mexico do it when the Chunk is looking to slam that one home? But it's high on the crossbar on that backboard, and it comes out. Blaze, shot towards the net. Gravity Mike trying to tip it in. But Blaze, off a defender, finds the back of the net, restoring the 3-goal lead. And I'm not even sure what happened here. You see Gravity Mike, and it was a bit of a pinch with Pyzro, and it pops into the net. That's a little bit heartbreaking, but that's why you follow through on the ball, people. You never know what might happen in front of the net. And so Blaze gets the 4th goal of the game for the Condors. And with a 3-goal lead and 45 seconds left in the clock, this one should go in favor of the Condors right now. But New Mexico, they answer with one of their own, and they're saying we're not quite out of this game yet. We're still fighting for our right to be in the quarterfinals and to advance to the semifinals. But right now, the Condors, they're definitely making it hard. And the series is so great, I've already forgotten which game we're in. I'm pretty sure it's game 3. It could be game 7 for all I know. I'm just having a blast. So, Playboy stops Blaze's shot there, over to FTT, and FTT with a great shot over the backboard. Oh, but Pizro can't find the dunk off the backboard and make it happen. But Blaze puts in front of the net. Playboy scoops it up. 20 seconds on the clock for 2 goals. It's going to be tight, but they have time. And, they were looking there, but Pizro can't quite connect. And the Condors double commit. Blaze with the save there. 10 seconds on the clock. They just got to get the ball on the pitch when it hits 0. Or maybe score another goal. And that's exactly what Chunk does. Finding the upper 90 there for that top left corner. And Chunk with a great solo play there. Beating out 2 defenders from New Mexico. And for the 3rd time in this game, the Condors have a 3-goal lead. 4 seconds on the clock. It is all but certain that Conestoga wins game 3 here. The ball just needs to hit the pitch, and there it goes. So Conestoga picking up game 3. Wrong transition, but it still worked out well. Okay, so now I can actually get a quick look at the shots. Conestoga had 12. New Mexico had 8. So Conestoga just straight out shooting New Mexico. And that is definitely giving them a pretty big advantage. And I'm going to say New Mexico had some quality shots, but not really. The ones that were quality, they scored on. So I would definitely like to see better opportunities there for New Mexico. But they're doing pretty good so far. So, Conestoga now up in the series. And, we have ourselves a game. Conestoga. They're on match point. And can they do more with that? I have no idea. But we'll find out. One way or another, we'll find out. Whew. Okay. We can do this. Early into spectator. We don't need to see my face anymore until the series is over. That is the preferred way anyways. Bam. All right, here we go. Game 4. Conestoga, New Mexico. We're in it to win it, people. Both sides are in it to win it. Wouldn't have it any other way. Conestoga up a game right now and on our series or match point, whatever terminology you want to use. Whether it's a match or a game, a series or a sequence, it's always a series. Game and matches are the ones that always confuse me. When people say a match, they mean the series or a match within the series. English, it's a fun language. Even as a native speaker, it still trips me up. Blaze, looking for a shot on net there, couldn't quite find it, puts it wide. He's trying to make a second effort happen, but it gets stopped by Playboy, who I would say isn't playing around on defense anymore as he's had some great stops. Now Chunk challenging, Blaze racing up the wall, but it's New Mexico that pops it out first. FTT gets the ball, puts it wide in the far corner there, trying to make a centering play, but it's Playboy there instead. Now Gravity Mike advances the ball, looking for Chunk there, but it pops up. Pizro is there. Now Blaze gets a pretty decent challenge there over to Chunk, but it's actually Playboy that puts it on net. Gravity Mike with the save, and that was a quality opportunity from New Mexico, at least from range. And so, we're about 90 seconds into the first game here, and scoreless. Ooh, I say that. But then, look at the shots flying at the net now. Conestoga flying, I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. Flying, either way, they're throwing shots at the net, and they can't quite get inside the net. They can't quite find the back of the net yet, but those shots were looking good and dangerous. Blaze trying to be cheeky, putting that one near side, but hits the backboard instead. So New Mexico still retain their goose egg for their allowed goals in Game 4. That's an awkward way of saying it, but it works. So New Mexico trying to transition to offense right now. The ball does pop in front of the net. Chunk clears it easily. FBT reads that one off the wall. Can't quite find the second touch he needs. But Blaze scoops that one up and sends it downfield for them and beats the first challenge. Chunk on net. I think it's a little wide. Playboy regardless had the save there. And Conestoga with a great opportunity though. And those opportunities do put pressure on the defense. They do make you feel a little bit sweaty as you try and reach them. But, it's going to be a tough one, though, for sure. And so, here we are in Game 4, halfway through it. Both these teams, they want to win this one. They're feeling the pressure to either close it out or get back in the series. And it's tough for both teams. There's a lot riding on this. If they win, they continue their series. If they lose, the season is done. This is nationals. There's nothing after this. This is what the year builds up to. This is what you play towards. And so being here, being in nationals, in the bracket stage, is a massive feat for both these schools, for both these teams. And no one can take that away. But you can always take away their future, and that's almost what you have to do. You have to want it that badly, that you're willing to take away the enemy's future here at this tournament for the sake of your own. And right now, with a minute 23 left on the clock and both teams scoreless, it is a nail-biter of a game. It's probably going to be 1 goal difference here. Gravity Mike with the save there off a great shot by Playboy. Now Blaze in the air has boost to work with, trying to follow his own through, gets the challenge 1 there. And now FDT up the wall, Pirates over, but the chunk just comes out of nowhere, like Jaws swiping that ball from them. And then it's Conestoga still on offense. Gravity Mike, short rotation there, doesn't get the ball or challenge that he was looking for, but Blaze is able to bring it up. Playboy rotates quickly. Gravity Mike, that's going to be on net, but it's a little high there, so Pyrus still makes the save. This one pops out for Chunk. Chunk could have the angle. It's going to be wide on the near side. And now, opportunity for New Mexico as we see the Chunk and Gravity Mike rotate back. Blaze with the save. That one's popped straight up, though. New Mexico have a chance here. A great stuffing by the Chunk. Like, he stuffed the New Mexico player so hard, I thought it was Thanksgiving. So, Gravity Mike, opportunity here. 1 in net. And he finds it with 19 seconds left on the clock. Gravity Mike, the veteran on the team, finds the goal here in Game 4. And you can tell that Pyrus had a little bit of that ball, but not enough to keep it out of the net. And so Conestoga, 4 consecutive first goals of the game. They've won 2 of them. They're looking like they could have potentially won the third one, but New Mexico, within 5 seconds, they tie it up. They throw everything at the net here. Look at where FTT is. He's the third man up, and he's within, I would say, the 20-yard box, if that thing existed in Rocket League. He was right there up on the net. And so, Game 4, nail-biter. And while Conestoga was celebrating perhaps a little too early, New Mexico took advantage of that. And so, it's going to be the 9 seconds. There's a 0 on the clock. The ball either goes in the net or we go to overtime. And the answer is overtime. The first overtime of the series. It could be the deciding overtime of the series as well. As Conestoga on match point. New Mexico, they're a game down. It's Game 4. Both these two teams, they're going to be gunning for it right now. And Chunk, he has a little bit of boost to work with, but gets challenged from behind, which throws his play off. But Gravity Mike right back to the net. And Playboy makes the save there. Chunk, boost to work with, trying to guide this one in. But it's challenged by Pyrus, who gets it out. Now Gravity Mike looking for it. Play. Gets the bum. This could be the goal, but a great defensive save there coming out of the New Mexico player. As I believe that was the Chunk making the aggressing shot. So FTT is going to chase this one up on the backboard. Gets a good read. Over to Pyrus. Can't quite advance it, but FTT is able to. So Blaze picks this one up. Has to be careful as Playboy's challenging. Gets it over him. And now it's a bit of an open net. Gravity Mike just needs to put it on target. And FTT with the supersonic speed makes it back in time. And great bump there, but the ball goes wide. That was a beautiful demo by FTT. If that ball was on target, it would have gone in. So New Mexico with a fantastic opportunity that it just doesn't quite work out right now. Conestoga staying alive by the width of a goalpost at this point. That was hard off the backboard. Playboy also off the backboard as well. Blaze puts that one inside. It comes out for Chunk. Chunk should be able to get a shot towards the net. Pizros puts that one into the corner, tries to carry it out, but can't, as the challenge was coming in swift. And so, New Mexico, they've had some good looks. Conestoga have had some good looks. And neither team have found a lot here in overtime as Gravity Mike makes the needed save there. And now Blaze is trying to challenge two here in the corner. Tries to find the centering pass. Gravity Mike is going to come in, and it's a soft ball, and it's saved by Playboy as well. Chunk comes in off the backboard. There's no one on that far side to get the shot needed, but still, being able to pass the ball in the offensive zone is always important. Chunk advances this one up. Gravity Mike's going to turn for it. He does. It's a bit soft on the wall, so Pyros is able to read that. Chunk on the far side puts it low under the New Mexico player. Chunk now centering pass. Who's going to be there? It's a double commit out of New Mexico, but it worked out. They were okay for it. They weren't punished for it yet. That one hard off the backboard. Second player makes the shot, and we can see that could be New Mexico's MO. They put it hard off the backboard. The first player goes in for the demo and leaves the ball for the second player to make the shot. So Conestoga will need to catch on to that and to make sure they don't let those opportunities come through. But we are getting close to the 3-minute mark of this overtime, and it has no signs of slowing down. And so the Chunk pops this one up. Pizros off the backboard, looking for FTT. FTT puts that one forward. Gravity Mike there, picks that one off the backboard over the Blaze. Blaze gets beat by Playboy, though. And so New Mexico, potential challenge here, or opportunity, I should be saying. The Pizros corner, he's just trying to control it right now, I feel, as New Mexico finished their rotations and set up for the attack. But right now, it's still New Mexico having the offensive pressure as Gravity Mike without boost can't do much. And Chunk also getting beat off the wall. That one's going to come down in front of the net. And I don't know how that one didn't go in. Maybe it was wide to begin with. Maybe someone got a piece of it. But that was a scary ball that Conestoga can't let happen again. And now Blaze trying to find the centering play. It's going to be the Playboy. Chunk is there. Chunk has boost. He puts it high. FPT with the save. Now Pizro gets the pinch to send it forward. Gravity Mike on the backboard. Pick this one up, comes off, should get the read. It's a bit of a soft touch, looking for a team, but he gets the ground pinch anyway. So it's a solid, clear FTT off the wall there, and a bit of a bump. So Chunk's able to pick this one up, goes low, has an open net almost, but Pyros is there. New Mexico doing fantastic things on defense right now as they stand strong. Okay, breather. Let's be composed. What is there to be composed about as Playboy finds the overtime goal at 4:24, and they tie the series at 2 games apiece. And Conestoga, they just didn't have anyone left for defense. They had one person in the net, but Chunk, I believe, was still trying to rotate back out of the net to make the save there. So, I used the wrong transition again. I just meant to cut it. Why? Why do they do these things to me? Okay. So, hi there. Welcome back to this wonderful segment where I wonder what they're doing with the lobby and how quickly we can get back into it. So, you're going to see me looking confused and pondering while we get the lobby back set up. Maybe, I don't know. Regardless, I think we're almost there. So we are going to game 5. It is tied 2 games apiece. I gotta join the spectator, hide the overlay, and then, as the countdown starts, make the transition. So, here we go. Game 5. Match point for both these two teams. And who knows? Maybe Dodge Vader there, Zach, the boss, the Godfather himself, would be right at 3-2. Maybe he just has that big of a brain that I underestimated him. And for the first time in the series, New Mexico gets the first goal of the game. Now, we've seen in multiple games that the first goal of the game doesn't always dictate that you win the game, but it's a 50-50 shot you win the game still. which is absolutely meaningless right now. But it still puts Conestoga on the back foot, and they have to make the offensive plays now. And that's a softball in front of the net, and there it is. There's the tying goal coming out of, was that Mike or Blaze? Okay, Blaze centers it, challenges there, and then that's Gravity Mike going over FTT for the goal. And so Conestoga, New Mexico, tie it at 1. They're tied in the series at 2 games apiece. I don't know. Can this series get any more exciting than what it already is? Like, preferably without going into overtime. Like, please. Overtime's nice and all, but we just had a 4-minute, 24-second overtime. Like, that's a long overtime. This is basically Game 6 that they're playing in the grand scheme of things. And so the Chunk trying to get this one out. Can't quite do it. Now it's up to Blaze to try and transition and get this one going. He has boosts to work with, but FTT has a good challenge. And that's a bit of an awkward bounce there. Pops up for Gravity Mike. Gravity Mike trying to make the shot here. Does actually get the shot credit, but Playboy with the save. This one comes out. Blaze looking for it, but he couldn't quite get over it to knock it down. And so New Mexico stands strong on defense. Gravity Mike advances the ball. FTT puts it down in the corner. Condors are there for it. Blaze with a shot on net. It's a reach, and it's in! Whew! Condors take the lead here in pivotal Game 5. And once more, it was Pizarro on that near post trying to make the stretch save and couldn't quite get there. Conestoga, excellent ball placement or shot placement to get the goal, to get the lead, to potentially get the win. And now New Mexico once more under pressure to have to play from behind, but they have an open net. Blaze does make the ramrod save against the post to keep that one out. And even Pizarro's there had a shot. Ooh, does he have another shot? No. Yeah, maybe. Okay, it goes wide. Okay, Blaze, you can do this. You just got to get it past like 3 people. You can do that. Chunk gets demoed by Pizarro's. Blaze keeps the ball alive. Guarding Mike tries to pop it up, slows the play down, but sets it up for Pizarro's, who hits it hard off the backboard. The follow-through is there, and it's pinched against the ground to keep it out. And no, the follow-through can't find it either. A huge stop by the Condors there on the goal line to keep their 1-goal lead. Ooh. Gravity Mike with a shot in the upper 90. Good placement, but FTT with the save. Chunk centering pass. Can't quite find a teammate there to hook up with. Blaze pops it up. Pizarro's is there. FTT advance up the field. Gravity Mike back the other way. It's going to be shot on net, and almost a double touch by New Mexico themselves for an own goal. And this game, this series, it needs to be over already. But there's still 2 minutes left on the clock, and a great opportunity there by Pizarro's, but Chunk stood tall in the net and stopped it. But FTT finds the back of the net there with a great but awkward off-the-wall shot. Like, that's a tough angle, folks, and he made it work. Whew. Credit where credit is due. That was a nice shot. But also, that means it's a tied game with 2 minutes left on the clock. Why? Why do this to me? I'm already on blood pressure medication, okay? Esports, what can I say? It does things to your heart. So, Blaze, centering pass, and there it is! He finds the Chunk, and Chunk puts it in. Just that quick. Here I am talking about my heart, and then I got to spike it up anyways to be excited for this goal, because it's the goal-ahead goal once more for the Condors. And Chunk. I want to say he took a chunk out of the opponent, but really, he put a chunk on the opponent? How do I make this one work, folks? Okay, a bit of an open net there. Comes off the backboard. Blaze is looking for it. Playboy's there. It's coming straight down from the net. Pizarro's needed to make that save to keep this one close. Now FTT with a bit of room to work with. He's going to put this one high. Blaze is up first. But Pizarro's collects this one in the midfield. Gets bumped out of the way by Blaze. Great challenge by the Chunk there. Gravity Mike with a shot. It's going to be upper 90s for sure. And Pizarro's makes the save there. Chunk on the net. Over to Blaze. Playboy out. And then Gravity Mike, he's the only one back, and he puts it wide and lands in the net as well. Needs to come out. And it's off the post, off the crossbar, and it's kept out. It's kept out. It's not in the net. Like, honestly, Condors, if you're going to stand tall on defense, do it without making me have a heart attack, please. Please. Okay. So 1 minute remaining, 1 goal lead. We've seen multiple goals happen in the dying seconds of game here. So Condors trying to crash the net there at least a little bit by Blaze to get a second goal here, to get an extra bit of a lead so they can breathe just a tiny bit easier. But everyone's on the edge of their seats. I would say their fingertips are on the edge of their controllers right now because there's no way that their hands aren't sweating just a little bit as they grasp their controller. And if they're a monster, maybe their keyboard. But those players are generally unhuman anyways. Like, honestly, how do you play keyboard and mouse for Rocket League? That just seems odd, not having any analog input for the card rotation. Like, I've known players can do it, but still. That's what I mean. It's just next level gameplay there. And so FPT clocks in the midfield, pops it up, 10 seconds left on the clock. Condors have possession. Here we go. 5, 4, 3. That's a hard shot by New Mexico, but it goes wide on the far side, and now it's FPT as he puts it up for a teammate there, but it's intercepted by the Chunk. It's kept up by Playboy. This game is still very much alive. Blaze over to the Chunk. He's got the angle. He's going to put it in the net, and there it is. With a score of 4-2, Conestoga Condors, they win the series against New Mexico. It was fantastic. Whew. And so the Condors, they advance to the semifinals. They've done it. Whew. So, I got to give it to Dodge Vader there, who had the 3-2 prediction. But being right, I had maybe a little too much faith that, they would protect my heart, but, not this time around. So, okay. Like, just look at my posture. I've already relaxed a bit. There's a load off my shoulders. We've made it to the semifinals. This is now the furthest that any Conestoga team has made it in a nationals tournament for NECC because the League of Legends team was knocked out. The Valorant team didn't qualify. So we are on new ground. Or either way, we're blazing a new path. We are flying to new destinations, to new heights. And so I'm going to try and get an interview with one of the players. I'm going to assume it's Blaze because I can hear him. He's very happy. He's very excited. So yeah, I'm going to throw it to a quick intermission, and then when we come back, we should have an interview with Blaze. So don't go anywhere. Maybe grab a drink, take a deep breath, but we will be right back. Okay, welcome back. There's too many names to put on the screen, so you just get my name today.
What?
Yeah, you're not getting. Fine. Fine. I'm being manipulated by that single what to add their names. So we got Blaze, we got Owen, and then the grandpa in the back.
We got a game name, a real name, and then a nickname.
The trio.
What you got is how I think of all of you, okay? That's my internal monologue. We got Blaze. He's just Blaze. He's always hot stuff.
You already know.
We got Owen because
A saw.
you see him, he's a twig back there, okay? He's not chunky in any way, except his gameplay.
He's a
But-
weapon.
Look at that. He turned sideways.
Unit.
He disappeared. You can't see it.
Exactly. And then we got Coach Jake back there, Hurd, who's a great Valorant co-caster, but he's old.
Damn, that's tough, bro. Coach, you gonna take that?
It's literally week to week I get it from this guy. So.
Fortunately, those two don't have headsets back there, so they can't speak to the audience, which is, for my benefit, probably good. So, Blaze, how did that series feel?
Very hectic. It was
Yeah.
a lot of screaming. A lot of non-PG words were said. But other than that, it was good. We haven't played in a little bit, so we're just getting our rust off. But we ended up wrapping it up.
Wrapping it up, I mean, it took 5 games in a 4-minute overtime. What were you feeling during that 4-minute and 24-second overtime?
4-minute overtime. We almost scored multiple times. Just they were godly on defense somehow. But yeah, that was just high tens. Whoever messed up first would have got scored on, and sadly it was us. But we came back in our own servers.
Yeah. And I believe it was 4 out of 5 games you guys had the opening goal.
Yep.
Do you felt like that momentum really carried you through the series?
Yeah, that made a statement in every game. Whereas we're coming out swinging. Only thing we couldn't really adapt to was their midfield plays. They brought all 3 players, so the high pressure. But we ended up locking down and just keeping one person on the ball each time. So it was like they couldn't really do anything.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed during the games would be that they would have their first man up, shoot the ball at the backboard, then go for the immediate goaltender demo and have their second player make the shot on net. Were you guys able to notice that and adapt to it? Or were you just, as you were saying, trying to always have someone on the ball?
Our game plan was to keep pressure at all times because when that play did happen, we weren't able to stop it because they're really good at that play, and that's like their one play they keep running over and over again. So our whole thing was stop the ball at midfield and keep going, and then in the game when you did see me, I was always on the ball, making sure I got the demos, 50s, and then get the players open.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of beautiful challenges there, and I noticed that Gravity Mike stepped up tonight and had some great shots and great opportunities. Do you feel like the entire team was able to step up?
Yeah, props to Gravity Mike, props to Chunk. We lit it up out there. Chunk came up, Mike came out last game. He went crazy. Oh, that was me? Oh, fair enough. That was for Alex. Yeah, Mike came out clutch, had some good goals. Chunk locked it up on defense, kept the pressure on, and then they just told me to go have fun and do what I do best.
I mean, that is ultimately why we're here for esports anyways, is to have some fun with it and get things going, to get further. And so the bracket hasn't been updated yet, but you're either facing Lebanon Valley or St. Clair Academy.
I have an update on that. We play St. Clair.
Oh, you have the update?
St. Clair won 3-2 against Lebanon.
Ooh.
So that's a rematch
St. Clair
again.
Academy that you guys, if I recall,
We did beat.
pretty handedly too.
Mhm.
It wasn't a close series. It was a solid win for you. So are you potentially counting your chickens before they hatch right now?
I mean, all I got to say is give me that money.
Ooh, confidence. I like it. So, uh,
We want Lancers in the finals again. We want that rematch.
yeah, because looking at the bracket, which I don't have an easy way to show right now, is Lancer Gaming, which beat us in
Finals.
the winter season finals or spring season finals. They're on the opposite side of the bracket. And the only way we can face them is if they go to the finals. And so we're one step closer. They could be one step closer. But either way, our semifinals is a rematch. That's going to be a hype series regardless because that's a somewhat local battle as well. Same
Yep.
with the Windsor Lancers. Both teams are down in Windsor. So, we just got to show that we're the better region. And a rematch potentially in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So what would winning nationals mean to you?
Winning nationals? Money. Ooh, money. Nah, it would mean, it literally just proves who the best team is because we did lose to Lancers. So just getting that game back, get that all that pressure off our heads that we can actually beat them. We beat them in scrims before, but we have, but it always comes down to when it matters the most. They got us last time like red-handed,
Yeah.
and this time is like, all right, we got to show what we can do.
All right, so you still have something to prove, so you are going to be maintaining this competitive drive all throughout. Are there any hurdles in your way that you have to overcome for the win?
No, just gotta practice a bit more, get all that rust off, and then other than that, tomorrow get that win, and then just look in my bank account for that money.
Okay, I like the confidence. And so, do you have any shout-outs or any final words you would like to give?
Shout out the boys, the team. You got Coach Hurd, Chunk. Shout out Alex, the best caster in the game.
Clearly.
Shout out everybody that's working in here, and then shout out Rave, and shout out what's it called? My boys back home, they're watching. Yeah, shout out Chunk's mom, Chunk's dad, his siblings if he has any, I don't know. Shout out Brady, Kuba. Shout out Zach. Yo, where's the pizza party? Yo, tomorrow.
I guarantee if you win nationals, you'll get your pizza party. I will hold Zach to that as well.
Bruh, we need a Conestoga pizza.
Well, I mean, we do have the chef school downstairs, so I mean, I'm sure we could get some sort of pizza going, one way or another. Otherwise, we'll bring in a microwave and hot pockets for
As
you.
long as there's no pineapple on it, I'm good. No pineapple.
What do you mean? What do you mean no pineapple?
Nah. Yo, everybody in the comments right now, pineapple does not belong on pizza. Please agree with me.
You know what? I'll pull up chat just so we can make sure that we can.
Zach, come on, support me.
So. Oh, okay. Before we.
Oh, there you go. No.
You know what? That person can be wrong too.
That's
okay?
Aiden. That's my boy.
I can always ban that person anyway. So.
Nah. No pineapple. Oh, that's two. No pineapple. All right, the headmaster did it. The dad.
Okay. 3 people in a row say no pineapple. They can all be wrong. They can be the 3 musketeers of wrongness. But either way, before we devolve into any more degeneracy here,
Weapon.
this is Blaze, Owen, and Hurd. They're 3/4 of the Rock League squad right now. And it's been an absolute pleasure watching you guys win tonight. I hope you can run it back tomorrow with the exact same win. Preferably not having a 4-minute overtime that puts stress on my heart. Like,
No,
I would appreciate
It's
that.
fun. It's like we knew we were gonna win. We just want to like scare you a little bit.
For you guys, it's fun. Like, I'm almost pulling my hair out over in my coach's seat.
I
Okay.
mean, you got a lot of hair, so you're fine.
That's fair. I got some room to
Yeah,
grow.
okay, but you see, he then ends up like me. It doesn't take much to start going bald, I swear.
Nah, man.
Okay, you know what? I'm Cyril Sims. Let's Blaze.
Blaze.
I've already done them. We're just going to exit out of this as soon as I can find the way to get out of this. Like, honestly, these guys. Okay. Update that overlay because I wasn't sure they would actually win. And here we go. Goodbye.